You're just asking for flexion. And the first thing we do is when he drops his nose down or gives to the bit, you give to him a little bit. So ask him to bend in. Yeah. And then give back to him a little bit. Hold your outside rein now. So I'm going to change it a little bit because he's just sort of saying, I'm going to get long and strung out. So I'm going to have you have that outside rein there a little bit in opposition to the inside bend. But you follow just enough that he can bend his neck. Because, yeah, he has to be able to bend his neck. There you go. Now give the inside. And then see the side? He's like, okay, I'm giving up a little bit. So flexion in, ask for a little more, and then give back to him. Because remember, we are rewarding him for trying. And then flex him in, and if he keeps going lower there, you're going to have to half halt him with the outside and say, don't go lower. Yeah, flex him in. And give to him, because he tried. There we go. A little half halt and give on the outside. Super. So think about a little squeeze release on the outside while you hold the inside flexion and see if he'll get softer there. Yeah, super. And he's just being a little bit, he's taking advantage of every time you let go. He's kind of bobbing his nose out there. Okay. So I'm going to have you hold him and just hold a flexion one way and don't give right now. Hold the flexion. You can give by being softer, but don't toss it away like we were. And hold it a little bit more, bump him with your inside leg. Yeah. Play with the outside, see if he'll get softer. And then when he gets softer, you're going to give him the inside. There, give him the inside. Yeah? About 5 more minutes. 5, oh, thanks. Take him up to the trot. See if energy forward will help. Flex him in. Good. And give the inside. We're changing the way his neck is shaped. There, flex him in. Send him a little more forward, flex him in. And give to him. Yeah, even though he made a mistake afterwards. You're holding the outside nice and steady. Flex him in. Good. Yeah, there we go. See, now the neck is more up and more arched. Good. Flex him in a little bit. I think he looks like he's getting softer. Does he feel softer?
Better, yeah.
Yeah, I wish he'd be more consistent for us, but I like the softness better and the balance better. Yeah, push him forward. Push him forward. More. When you push him forward, hold the reins a little bit. Remembering that my goal is that you're getting softer with him, but you have to hold him to show him, there you go, he can be steady in contact. So the more he bobs his head, the more you add a little bit of contact that says, I've got you, honey, don't worry, I've got you there. Push him forward, and then give the inside next time he gives you a soft moment. Because he's got to know that there's a reward coming too. Because he's afraid that he's going to be in some sort of life of, having someone hang on his mouth. And so we have to show him that we're going to be firm, but also really soft with him. Yeah, give on the inside, scratch him on the neck. Yeah, super.
His only relationship to contact was being got in the mouth over jumps by unbalanced
And so now
riders.
He's afraid. So he's really kind of afraid of contact. But you've got such a nice soft hand, you can teach him. Super. Yeah, super.
You should have seen where we started.
Yeah, now he's a little rounder. Now try for a moment just to gently put your right hand on your inside thigh, kind of up high on the middle, and just hold that bend. And your outside rein now. So the inside hand's going to be really steady. He can't pull it because it's steady. And then you're going to squeeze, release the outside. And so his reward comes on the outside. You're just holding like a side rein the inside. He's like, oh, this is so hard. So half hold and give on the outside a little bit. I don't care if he goes too low right now. I just want him to be a little bit steady. And half halt and give on the outside. Hold the inside steady. And he's pretty unhappy about this. But I'm going to see if we can find a spot where he'll trust us that he he can have contact and not bob. There you go. Scratch him on the neck. There you go, a little more steady. Feel that? I think there was about a half a circle where he didn't just bob his head. Yeah, there you go. Now give the inside and scratch him on the neck. Scratching on the neck is always a useful tool. Okay, now take that inside flexion. You don't have to put it on your thigh, but I want you to hold the inside flexion. And then the outside rein half halts and releases. Because we want him to be arched in the neck. Yeah, super. We want to try and show him he can be steadier. And if he gets fussy, yeah, now give the inside and pat him, because then he came down to inside contact. This may sound funny, Lauren, but if he gets more fussy, you almost have to hold him more steadily for a period of time. Because what we're trying to show him is that this is not bad, but he does have to relax and give to us. Okay. Now give to him on the outside, let's say. Yeah. Because if every time he bobs his head because he feels like you've grabbed him in the bridle, you're teaching him that if he bobs his head, you throw it away.
Right, I give to him.
Right. So at first I was trying to show you how I want you to teach a horse, which is I want every time he gives, I want you to give. But he kind of has the wrong idea about that. And he thinks that if he bobs his head and is unsteady, that you're going to give. And what you're going to do now is you're going to remember that you should give when he gives, but instead you're going to hold when he's bobbing his head around, gently but firmly, until he's steady for 2 or 3 steps, then you're going to give. Does that make sense?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so try and get him bending. So you're going to force it a little bit with a little extra bend, and you're going to say, here I am, I've got this bend. And one rein can half halt and give, but one rein has to hold, and it's going to hold until he's steady. There, he's a little bit steady. Give it to him and pat him. And you may make a mistake, meaning that you may choose to give to him a little too early, but I don't think you can ever really go too wrong by giving a little bit too early.
Okay.
But you know the goal is for us to help him find a place where he can be steady. There you go. Where he can be steady, and then he gets the reward. Yeah, give him a reward. He's pretty steady. So you're going to be having a lot of giving and taking right now, where you're going to be asking a lot of him. Yeah? So let's try flexing him in again with a little sponging soft on the outside. Push him forward. Yeah, hold on to it. And if he gets fussy, hold on to it a little bit more. Just say, hey, I've got you. I'm going to hold it. We're going to be okay. There, now give to him. See, we held it a half a circle, and then the second we thought he got steady for a couple steps, we gave it to him. Good. There he's almost steadier. Hold it again. Outside, a little bit soft right now. You're just holding a little inside flexion. Yeah, there you got better. Now maybe you could go back to just a little whisper. Could you just tickle him, and would he think about giving, or would he bob his head? We don't know yet. Yeah? So this time when you bend him in, give him a little bit on the outside. So his neck can bend, the outside gets convex, it gets fatter. Yeah? And then can you give the inside? And hold the outside. There. There. Okay, there's about a half a circle where he was pretty good. And then he gets fussy, and you say, it's okay, honey, I know you're fussy, but I'm going to take contact, and I'm going to hold you here where I want you to be. And he's going to have to trust that you're going to support him a little bit. And it's heavier than we want it to be right now, and then it gets good. And when he holds it, now give to him and pat him. Yes, there you go. And he makes a mistake after about 3 steps, doesn't he? He takes it away from you. But he does give it to you. So now ask him to give, and then you're going to hold it and say, I've got you. You're going to be steady here. I'm going to help you be steady. And if he gets more fussy, you yeah? Now, go ahead and give to him. He wasn't perfect, but give to him and just tell him it's going to be all right. There we go. Then he got steadier there. You're going to have to play a lot with this. It's going to be a little hard to know when to give and when to hold. If he gets really fussy, that's when you have to hold a little bit, because he cannot learn that if he gets more fussy, you're going to take the rein away from him. I mean, you're going to throw the rein at him. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because then you're teaching him that if he starts bobbing up and down, yeah, you just gently hold it and say, a little more bend, a little more bend. So you just a little bit ask for more bend as he gets more fussy. A little bit more. There, now give to him, because he did the right thing. So we're kind of working on two things here. We're trying to find a spot where we can make him a little bit round and hold him so he gets steady, and then reward him when he's been steady for 2 or 3 steps. And then when he gets really fussy, we're trying to say, I'm going to ask for more when you get fussy, and then as soon as you quit being fussy, I'm going to give it back to you. So they're slightly different. Try him the other way. How much over am I right now, Joan? We're supposed to end at 6? At 7? No, I think we're doing okay. Wasn't I supposed to end at 7?
5:15 was Betsy. 6 o'clock. You're 15 minutes behind.
Oh, I'm 15 minutes behind. Oh, yeah.
45, so you're 15 minutes over.
Yay. It's going to be a long night. Okay, good. Walk in for a minute, and I want to talk to you and Katie about this and see if this kind of makes sense, because I think you guys might know where you're kind of going with this. So I'm kind of giving you...
That's what I've been after.
Yeah.
When she rides with real open fingers, the reins get eked out.
Mm-hmm. And it's
how to keep that
I wish I had
quality.
A few more minutes, because I'd actually sit on him and see if I could help him figure that out for a second. But I don't have my helmet. I mean, it's out in the car. We don't have time.
You're coming back, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm coming back.
You like me, don't you?
I like you. I'm coming back. Yeah, and you know I used to do thoroughbreds off the track, so he's right up my alley, even though he's not off the track. So what I'm trying to do is, the first thing, so I think there's like 3 stages we were trying to do, and I'm trying to do it all in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
First of all, when you touched the bit, he braced.
Right.
And then he said, okay, I'll go down here, I'll duck away. And so standing still, we worked on kind of pick your head up, and giving doesn't mean throw your head down. So we helped him lift his neck a little bit.
Carry yourself.
Yeah,
and release.
And rearrange your neck. You know, it doesn't belong down here, it doesn't belong like this. We wanted him to rearrange his neck. So that's the first thing we did. And then we did the more classic, bend a little bit, they give, we release. Bend a little bit, touch the rein, whatever, we release. But then he said, okay, this means I bob my head, bob my head, bob my head. So then we have to keep that in mind, because we do have to release. But an overbend in is easier to kind of get him to give and bend down. You can, steadying him on the outside rein is going to eventually be the answer. You know, it's going to be flexion in, put him on the outside rein. That's what's going to keep him steady, give him that one. But if he can't figure that out right now, the bridge there is going to be, I'm going to put you in a position where you're going to give a little bit, and then instead of giving back to you, and this rein has to be soft enough so he can, you're going to say, I'm going to hold it until you carry that 3 or 4 strides steadily.
Okay.
And then it doesn't really matter if this is soft or not soft, it's that he's steady. And then you've maybe been able to get him into that outside rein.
Okay.
And then you say, okay, you've been here, you've been steady, 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 I give. And then it doesn't really matter what he does. So, you know, the rule of thumb is baby horses, take and then give it back to them. Take and then give it back to them. With horses that bob their heads like this, we say, I'm going to put you here and hold you and play with this one, but I'm going to hold you, you know, in this inside bend here until this rein makes contact, and you go, oh, steady, and you go, can I count to 1? Can I count to 2? Can I count to 3? And maybe it's only steady for 1. Maybe it's steady for 2 or 3 or 4. And then eventually, when you can get him to accept that and get steadier on that, then you can go back to flex in, put him on the outside, give that one. Flex in, put him on the outside, give that one.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But there's going to be a period, and then the other word of advice is, there's going to be periods in there where he goes, well, I'm really upset about this, and I'm going to start going like this. And then you have to say, I have soft hands. They're not open. I'm not throwing this away. And I'm going to say, honey,